I figured that I'll just take you along with me for the ride, and I want to talk to you about basically how I've afforded to travel to over 20 countries, live on 3 different continents. Some of the countries I've visited, I've been to multiple times, including the Philippines, Italy, Spain. I can't even count. This is going to be a little bit of a delve into my past, a delve into how I think. This particular location is just full of little shops here. I'm surrounded by kitchenware right now, Tupperware. Actually, I need to get Tupperware. Plenty of random things that you usually see in a dollar store. The plan is to take you from Hangangjin through Itaewon and over toward Nopsapyeong. Ever since I was a kid, I've always valued travel. And I think the part of the reason why is that my parents just didn't have much money, and it wasn't easy for them to take us traveling abroad. You know, we hoped that we could go on vacation every year, and it rarely happened. But when it did happen, I would savor the moments, and you know, sometimes I'll journal about it. I didn't plan this purposefully, but it happened, where I would kind of almost taste the experience and just absolutely revel in it. That scarcity or lack of availability to have the money to do it regularly helped me really, really value travel in ways that perhaps other children didn't. But my parents were both not even 25 before they had all 3 of us children. That kind of economic circumstance helped me feel at a very young age that I never wanted to be poor, and I had to manage my money in a really careful way to avoid those same challenges my parents had. In my late teens, I was going from job to job. I'd more or less be in one job for this year, and the next year I'd be in a different job. But there was one very memorable job where I was working in retail because I pretty much wasn't skilled to do anything else. I skipped out on college. I had actually signed up for college and then I dropped out, just with this desire to earn money, to earn a wage. I was all gung-ho at the age of 18. I took on a full-time job, and a year later I switched job to a retail job, and that retail job was so painful. I was trapped because I didn't have any other job options at that time, and that feeling of helplessness helped me develop this fear of just not having savings, not having a buffer so that I can walk away from a job that helps me feel so vulnerable and unable to change circumstances. Despite feeling so scared of getting into debt, I spent money compulsively. I would spend a lot of money on clothing, particularly clothing, all these things that I didn't have when I was a child. But interestingly, I never overspent. I never spent beyond what it was that I was making at that time. You can say I had anxiety about getting into debt. But despite all of the compulsive shopping, I somehow managed to save at least $5,000. Slowly, I developed goals and aspirations. I decided that there was particular things that I wanted to do. I didn't want to work in retail anymore. I basically decided to invest in doing an esthetician course, a beauty therapist, makeup artistry certification. And you know, although I received bursaries and scholarships, I was able to put the money up front if I had to pay for the entire thing. Got rid of my cell phone. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have a home phone. I didn't own a car. In fact, I've never owned a car because I just didn't want the expense of having to pay for it. As you might have noticed, I don't have any children. Children are a huge expense, and I'm not going to say that that was necessarily something that I planned or that was strategic. It simply just hasn't happened for me. And dating wasn't a massive priority. I switched from live yoga classes with the instructor to doing online yoga from YouTube videos, which I confess I currently still do. We're actually just stepping into Itaewon, guys. This is the Hangangjin side of Itaewon. This area used to be like tourist central or expat central, particularly because an American army base was here. Currently kind of-ish still is, but this place is a lot more mellow than it was before the situation that is ongoing happened and actually affected a lot of trade in this particular area. There is such a variety of cuisine. Like, I'm walking past a Spanish restaurant right now. This place has bacalao de Haeundae, which is fish from, I guess, Haeundae Beach, which is the location of one of my recent videos. Jamón serrano con melón, or cured pork with melon. I love to visit this particular area simply to get my international things that I miss. Oh, look at this. They've actually got like little plaques on the floor from different places around the world, and this one here is India. New Delhi, namaste. I'm assuming that the writing is Hindi. Back to what I was saying earlier, there were some occasions where I would turn down social invitations, like when my sister was inviting me to join her on New Year's Eve in London. And you know, we talked about the fact that the cab ride back, the taxi, would be £50, and I said to her, okay, I'm just gonna chill here and I'm not gonna go out even though it's New Year's Eve. You know, I went from getting a diploma as a beauty esthetician to then doing an undergraduate, to then doing a linguistics diploma to gain more qualifications as a teacher. And slowly, my skills meant that I was earning more, that I was saving more. And the interesting thing is that actually impacted my self-confidence. So this was all like a scaffolding process to help me build self-belief. And that has been one of the greatest results from all of the academic education that I've put myself through. I want to get a Ben's cookie. Just need to remember where it is. It's somewhere over here. There's a lot of construction going on here right now. I don't know where my cookie shop is. Did they move? Maybe they moved. Or they were where all that construction was happening. I'm really confused. Yay! It was over here. I just walked too far. Here we are. My favourite is, let's see if they've got it, white chocolate and cranberry. Paul from Taste So Good, he said that that's his favourite one as well. Paul, it's a shame you're not here right now. I was scared that they had somehow closed down because there's so many places here that have actually closed down. This is the Itaewon train station. Wow, they're doing all kinds of construction here. I guess this is the perfect time to do it when there's not many people around. I'm gonna take you through one of my favorite little neighborhoods. We're just next to the Hamilton Hotel over here. This way is a whole bunch of restaurants and bars. This is an incredibly lively area. It's too early for anything really to be going on, but it is a Saturday evening. So, wow. So this place here, Waikiki Beach Pub, I guess that was the name of the place that was there before. In my opinion, it's more of a place to go and hang out with friends as opposed to taking your partner on a date. Wow, it's crazy to see these businesses here have just closed. Now we're headed back to the main strip on Itaewon. Now what was very strategic was when I decided to move to Korea. Now admittedly, I wanted the experience of just living in Asia and just teaching English, which I felt at the time wouldn't be too challenging for me. But the major reason why I chose Korea was because the value of the Korean won is quite high in Asia. It has one of the strongest currencies up there with, I think, Singaporean currency and Japanese. But also stuff like good healthcare and just the fact that the cost of living is actually quite low in Korea. I figured that I would have a better chance to save money to actually continue seeing the rest of Asia, use Korea as a pivoting point from which to expand and travel to other countries. Even though Korea is quite far north, Hong Kong would probably be more ideal. It seemed like a good decision when I was weighing up options of where to move to. We're now approaching Nopsapyeong and Haebangchon HBC. A lot of the stores that have actually survived are the chain stores, like this is Converse. These stores have a lot more money behind them. Nowadays what I'm doing is I'm making travel plans. I'm figuring out what's the next thing. I'm continuing to build skills to become a better YouTuber, to get better at, you know, showcasing what it is that I'm doing, even if it means that for now I'm doing it all from Korea due to the travel restrictions, and doing online courses. I'm focusing a lot lately on studying myself. I feel that the best investment you can make is the investment that you make in you. If I could sum up in one sentence what it is that has helped me travel to more than 20 countries so far, that would be to be able to maintain discipline and live frugally if you need to, and to continue to upgrade your skills, to keep working on yourself and constantly be building not only your knowledge but your self-confidence, to believe that you can achieve difficult things and that you can make lofty goals.